They ignored me my entire life. Dismissed my dreams. Overlooked my voice. Treated me like I didn't exist. Until the day I became everything they needed. Now they're back. Not for love. Not for redemption. But because they've lost everything. And I'm the only one who can save them. The problem is, I remembers everything. And this time, I'm not the one begging. The city shimmered beneath her. Glass towers caught the last light of evening, turning the skyline into something almost unreal, like a promise that only belonged to those willing to bleed for it. Isabella stood at the entrance of her gallery, perfectly still. Behind her, soft lighting, curated silence, and walls lined with pieces that had taken years of her life to create. In front of her, everything she had once been told she would never have. Success, recognition, me. But it hadn't come gently. It came in sleepless nights, in paint-stained hands, in quiet breakdowns no one ever saw. Came in proving them wrong. Her phone buzzed. The sound cut through the stillness like a blade. Unknown number. She hesitated, then answered. Hell. Low. A breath. Then, Isabi. LA. Her entire body went as. So, this is your mother. Silence, not the peaceful kind. The heavy kind, the kind that drags old memories back to the surface whether you're ready or not. Isabella didn't move, didn't blink. Mother, she said flatly. No warmth, no anger, just distance. I know it's been a long time, her mother continued, voice trembly. We've made mistakes. Indeed. Then the words that always came too late. We need your help. There was. Not how are you. Not we miss you. Just need. Isabella's fingers tightened around her phone. What do you need? Her voice didn't crack. But something inside her did. The family, we've lost everything, her mother admitted. Your siblings. The money, it's gone. We're in trouble. We were hoping. Another pause. A smaller voice now. You could help. Us. And just like that, the years came rushing by. The table was always full. Laughter, voices, the clinking of silverware against porcelain. From the outside, it looked like a perfect family. It felt different. Isabella sat in the same chair she always did. Second from the end. Close enough to be included. Far enough to be forgotten. Her mother's voice filled the room. Liam, that presentation you did? Absolutely brilliant. Her father nodded, imper. You've got a real future in this family business. Liam smiled. Confident, certain. Like the world had already made space for him. And Sophie, her mother continued, turning with pride. That gallery event you organized? Everyone is still talking about it. Sophie laughed softly. Graceful, bless. Thank you, Mom. The room glowed for them, warm, bright, alive. Isabella looked down at her plate. Barely touched. Her fingers traced the edge of her fork. Slowly, quietly, waiting. Not for attention. Signal. Meant. I finished a new piece today, she said finally. Her voice was soft. Careful. Like she was afraid of breaking something fragile. No one responded. Not at first. Her father took a sip of his drink, unbothered. That art thing again? Not crude, not loud. Just dismissive, worse. Her mother sighed. Isabella, you need to start thinking about something real. Something real. Sophie didn't look at her. Liam barely reacted. Conversation moved on. Just like that. The moment passed. Like it had never existed. Like she had never spoken. Isabella sat there, still, present, but unseen. Her dreams, reduced to a phase. Her voice lost in the noise. Her place at the table. So, slowly, without anyone noticing, she stopped speaking. Oh. Isabella closed her eyes briefly. Then opened them again. Cold steady. Why should I help you? The question landed harder than any accusation. You never cared about me, she continued quietly. You never supported anything I built. We were wrong, her mother said quickly. Too quickly. We see that now. Please, Isabella, we need you. Need, again, always need, never love. Isabella exhaled slowly. I'm sorry to hear that, she said. I didn't receive a share of anything back then, so I don't have anything to give now. Silence. Please don't call me. Again. The line went dead. And just like that. So did something else. Inside the gallery everything felt different. The same walls. The same art but heavier. Like the past had found a way in. And it wasn't leaving quietly. The gallery was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that usually meant peace. But today it felt like the calm before something broke. Isabella stood behind the reception desk, staring at a newly installed abstract piece. Gold, beautiful. Controlled chaos. She understood that. She lived that. The door chimed. Soft, polite. She looked up. And everything inside her dropped. Her parents, standing at the entrance. And behind them, Sophie. They didn't belong here. Not in this space. Not in her world. Not anymore. Isabella, her mother said, forcing familiarity into a voice that no longer had the right to use it. We need to talk. Her pulse quickened. But her expression didn't change. What are you doing here? No greeting, no welcome, just a boundary. Her father stepped forward slowly, eyes scanning the gallery, taking it in. Like it was something he could measure. Or worse. Claim. You've done well, he muttered. Isabella didn't react. Why are you here? She repeated. This time sharp. More final. Her mother swallowed. The family is in trouble. Liam stepped in before she could continue. You've got more than enough, he said bluntly. It's only fair you help now. Fair. That word hit something deep. Something buried. Something dangerous. Isabella let out a quiet breath. Then looked directly at him. You think I owe you something? Her voice was calm. Oh, calm. You ignored me for years, she continued. You made it clear I didn't matter. Her eyes shifted to Sophie. And now, suddenly, I do. Sophie looked away. Guilt. Too late. Don't twist it, Liam snapped. We're Emily. No, Isabella said softly. Then firmer. Family shows up before things fall apart. Tense. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Her father's patience snapped. You have more than enough, he said coldly. It's time you contribute. There was again. Not pride. Not acknowledgement. Just expectation. Worship. Isabella's hands clenched at her sides. You still don't get it, she said. Her voice dropped. I built this without you. Step forward. You don't get to walk in here and claim it now. Her mother's eyes filled with tears. Real or not, Isabella couldn't tell anymore. Please, she whispered. We're desperate. And for a second, just a second, Isabella felt it, that pull. That old instinct to be seen. To be chosen, to matter. Then she remembered. He never had. Not to them. I'm not your safety net. The words came out steady, final. I won't sacrifice my life to fix yours. Her father's expression hardened. So you don't care about us at all? Isabella met his gaze. Unflinching. You taught me how not to. Silence. Then she turned, walked away. Each step echoing through the gallery like a closing door that would never open the same way again. Inside her office she shut the door. The noise outside dulled instantly. But inside, still chaos. Her hands trembled slightly as she picked up her phone. One call, that's all it took. My family crossed a line, she said when her lawyer answered. I need to make sure they never do it again. Her voice didn't shake this time. I want everything protected. And I want it in writing. She ended the call. And leaned back slowly. Eyes drifting across the room. Across everything she had built. Everything she had fought for. Everything they had once ignored. They don't get to take this too, she whispered. Sleep didn't come easy that night. It came in fragments. In flashes of voices. Half-remembered arguments. And the echo of a word that refused to leave her mind. Need. Isabella sat at the edge of her bed as dawn crept through the curtains. So, awake thinking. If they were desperate enough to come back, then something bigger was happening. And she needed to know exactly what. By mid-morning she was already working. Focused, sharp, valuable. Mark, I need a full breakdown of my family's business, she said into the phone. Everything. Debts, assets, recent activity. There was a pause. Then, I'll have it by tonight. Hours later, the truth sat in front of her. The numbers were bad. Worse than bad. It wasn't just failure. It was collapse. But something else caught her eye. Unusual transfers. Aggressive investments. Hidden movements. Not desperation strategy. Or something dark. Or her phone buzzed. An email. From Rachel. Subject line. You need to see this. The cafe smelled like roasted coffee and quiet tension. Rachel didn't waste time. She slid a folder across the table. This isn't just bad business decisions, she said. It's bigger. Isabella opened it slowly. Every page made her chest tighten. Shady acquisitions. Shell companies. Whispers of fraud. And right in the middle of it, her family's name. Her sibling's signature. They're tied to this? Isabella asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Rachel nodded. They're not just involved, they're deep in it. Then the part that changed everything. And if it blows up, you might get pulled in too. The air felt heavier, colder, like the ground beneath her had shifted without warning. Gee, this wasn't about help, Isabella murmured. Rachel didn't respond. He didn't need to. Later that night, the gallery was alive with soft music and quiet conversations. But Isabella wasn't present. Not really. Her mind was somewhere else, piecing things together. Until her phone lit up. Liam, we need to talk. You don't understand what's comin'. Gee. Outside, the night air hit cold. Liam stood waiting. Restless. Different. What's this about? Isabella asked. No patience left. Liam exhaled slowly. The situation, it's bigger than you think. We're losing control. And if this explodes, it won't just take us down. His eyes locked onto hers. It'll take you too. Silence, heavy, dangerous. Then maybe you should have thought about that before using my name, she said quietly. Liam froze. Just for a second. But it was Inu. I know what you've been doing, Isabella continued. Each word precise. I'm not covering for you. Liam's voice dropped. Desperate now. We need you. There was again. Always the same. Isabella stepped back, creating distance. Not just physically, but emotional. But if I get involved, she said slowly, it won't be to save you. It'll be to expose you. Turned. Left him standing there. And for the first time, Liam looked Afra. The days that followed felt off. Like something was building. Just beneath the surface. Waiting. Then Sophie called. Can we meet? She asked. Her voice wasn't confident. It wasn't calculated. It was shaky. And that alone made Isabella say why. The cafe was quiet. But the tension. Thicker. Sophie looked less composed. More real. We're in trouble, she admitted. Isabella didn't respond. He just watched. Waited. Liam's been lying, Sophie continued. To investors. To everyone. Then, he's been using your nom. What do you mean? Isabella asked, her voice tightening. Sophie swallowed. He's been telling people that he's behind your success. Then, if this goes public, it'll destroy you too. For a moment, Isabella couldn't speak. Couldn't think. Feel. The betrayal, the audacity, the ong. How long? She asked finally. Once. While she was building her life. He was rewriting it. Why tell me now? I'm scared, Sophie admitted. Her voice cracked. I don't want to go down with high. Honesty. Selfish, but honest. Isabella stood slowly. You already did, she said, and walked off. Outside the air felt different, clearer. As now she knew. This wasn't about family anymore. This was about survival. And Liam had just made himself her problem. The gallery was quiet again. But this time, it wasn't calm. It was controlled tension. Like the moment before a storm breaks. They all showed up. Of course they did. Her parents, Liam, Sophie standing together. Like nothing had changed. Like everything hadn't already been Brock. I assume you're here to ask again, Isabella said. No greeting, no emotion. Her father stepped forward. Yes. And this time, I know everything. Gee. She didn't raise her voice. But it cut through the room instantly. Liam stiffened. Sophie looked down. Her mother froze. I know about the deals. The lies. The way you've been using my name. Silence. Then, Liam tried. Isabella, let me explain. No. That single word stopped him cold. You don't get to explain after months of deception. Her voice rose now. Not loud, but powerful. You don't get to rewrite my life to fix yours. Her father stepped in. Angry now. You're overreacting. Wrong move. Isabella laughed. But there was no humor in it. Overreacting, she repeated. You ignored me my entire life, and now you're trying to profit from me? Her voice cracked. Just slightly. But she didn't stop. I built this without you. Every inch of it. A step closer. And I will not let you destroy it. Then, silence. Long. Heavy. Final. I'll help, Isabella said suddenly. All of them looked up. Hope. Relief. Desperation. But then, her next words landed. Harder than anything before. On my terms. I take control of everything, she continued. The business. The damage. The recovery. You step away. Completely. Her father's face darkened. That's not how this works. It is now. Her voice was calm again. Deadly calm. You don't get to fail and then make demands. Liam shook his head. You're cutting us out? You already cut me out. And now you need me to forget that. Her mother cried. Her father raged. Liam threatened. But Isabella didn't move. Didn't bend. Didn't break. Take the offer, she said. Or walk away with nothing. They chose pride. Of course they did. They always had. As they stormed out, Liam stopped at the door. Turn back. You'll regret this. A cold smile. We're not done. But this time, Isabella didn't feel fear. Only clarity. The silence after they left was different. Not empty. Not heavy. Just quiet. Isabella stood alone in the gallery. But for the first time, she didn't feel alone. She picked up her phone. Called her lawyer. Move forward with everything, she said. Her voice steady. Certain. I want full protection. And I want the story out. No hesitation. No doubt. The next morning, everything changed. The article went live. Her story. Her truth. Her journey. From overlooked to undeniable. And the world noticed. Messages poured in. Support. Recognition. Respect. Everything she had once wanted from the wrong people was now coming from the right ones. But more importantly, she didn't need it anymore. Because something had shifted. Inside her. Quietly. Powerfully. Finally. She wasn't waiting to be chosen. She had already chosen herself. Days passed. Then weeks. Rumors about her family spread. Collapse. Desperation. Damage control. But Isabella? She didn't look back. Until Sophie returned. Alone. I'm sorry, she said. And this time, it felt real. Not enough to fix everything. But enough to mean something. You're not losing me, Isabella said softly. But I'm not going back. And that was the difference. She didn't need to fight anymore. Didn't need to prove anything. Didn't need them. Because the girl they ignored had become a woman they could never control. And this time, she wasn't the forgotten daughter. She was the one who walked away and she was never going back. Some people don't realize your value until it's the only thing they need. But by then, it's already too late. If you've ever been overlooked, underestimated, or treated like you didn't matter, remember this. You don't need their validation to win. You just need the courage to stop waiting for it. If this story hit you, make sure to like the video. It helps more than you think. And if you want more stories like this, stories about power, betrayal, and rising from nothing, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the next story might hit even closer to home.